Hi guys, Daz here again with another episode of my comic book hauls. This time it's episode 202 and I've amassed a nice pile of books here that I picked up on a recent trip to Worcester. Yeah, on Wednesday I hit up a charity shop, then one of my favourite comic book shops, and that is Out of This World. But before we continue, if I could perhaps ask you for a subscription, a like, a share, a comment, ding that bell for notifications. It all really helps my low grade productions after all. Okay, so like I say, I headed over to Worcester primarily to go to Out of This World, but I stopped on the way through at a charity shop, which I picked up a few books over the years, and that is St. Richard's Hospice Store. I picked up 3 books. Now, this first book I'm going to show you guys had me excited, very excited, because I thought this was the real deal for a long time. Sadly, it is the facsimile. For £6.50, I picked up Batman, Vengeance of Bane. Yeah, the facsimile. Now this is almost identical to the real McCoy that I own in my PC. Other than it is missing a line of text under here. I just looked and saw 1993 and I thought happy days. But still, even the reprint facsimile can go for around about 7 or 8 quid, so I should at least make my money back. 2 books I did pick up though, guys. The first is a lovely cover, and it's quite a famous run of comics. This comes from Greg Horn, and this is Marvel issue number 7. The final issue of the 7-issue run. For £1, you can't go wrong. It's maybe a fine plus, but this book can go upwards of 20 quid. I should make at least 10, I would have thought, from my £1. And the one book that I was really happy to add to my collection is a book that I've been looking for a long time, but it's always missing. This is X-Men Deadly Genesis, issue number 1. Paid 4 quid for this, which I thought was a bit of a steal. This is the first appearance of Vulcan, Gabriel Summers, brother of Cyclops and Havoc. This book regularly goes for over 15 quid, so a nice little pickup for the PC there. So then I made my way to Out of This World, and I'll leave a link to that shop at the end of my video, because it really is one of the best comic shops I've seen in Britain. Well, in England. I've seen one in Scotland as well. Outside of his shop, he had a lot of short boxes full of £1 comics. So I had a little dig through. I like me £1 comics. I remember this low printed book being very, very hot when it first came out. There was option talk about it as well. I've read it. It's a good read. I already had it in the PC because I believe in this book. I think there's hope for it yet. For £1, I picked up Riptide issue number 1. Yeah, from Red 5 Comics. I've got the entire run, I believe, including the sought after Jules homage cover on one of the issues. For £1 each. Yeah, had to pick them up. They're still going for upwards of £10, these books. If you see them, I would always snag them for cheap. And then I remember making a hot comic book alert about this one back in the day, a long time ago. Yeah, this is a Valiant comic, and I don't have too many Valiants in my collection, maybe 10. But I remember this character being very hot because he was rumoured to be getting his own TV show at one point. This is Shadow Man, issue 16, and the first appearance of Dr. Mirage, who is Huen Fong. Yeah, Dr. Mirage was going to get his own show once long ago. Who knows what will happen with that Valiant universe. I remember the Bloodshot movie coming out, and it was okay, but I'm not a fan of Vin Diesel at all. Sticking with these £1 pickups, and then we'll get into the better books when I got inside the shop. For £1, we've had a lot of talk with The Authority. We've just had the Superman movie. Apparently Authority were meant to be getting their own movie. I think that has been put on the back burner, but there's still hope for it apparently. This is a book I've been looking for some time. This is The Authority, issue number 12 for £1. And this is the death of Jenny Sparks. And the reincarnation of Jenny Sparks then as Jenny Quantum as a baby. I actually got a better deal than £1 on these books when I lobbied them all together. They worked out at 67p a book. Bargain. Now, I don't find too many original Marvel G.I. Joe books on my hunts, and I do look for them. I've got a couple in my collection, but when I find them for £1, I snag them. This is G.I. Joe, Real American, issue 59. And this is the first appearance of Jinx, a female ninja. And she actually appeared in live action in the G.I. Joe Retaliation movie. I actually enjoyed those G.I. Joe movies. So it's the first appearance of Tunnel Rat, who is Nikki Lee, an explosive ordnance disposal specialist. He's appeared in animation as well as Jinx. And she appeared in the G.I. Joe show and movies, animated, I think. It's also the first appearance of Outback, Stuart R. Selkirk, a survival specialist, and the first appearance of Raptor, who is a falconer. And there's Raptor. Look at that quality old style. Yeah, he has to attack dressed as a bird. Crazy. And he attacks the Joes with birds. What chances has he got against guns? Then anytime you find a G.I. Joe book in the 100 pluses, you pick them up. This is G.I. Joe Real American, issue 106. Like I say, they're all VG copies, but these books go upwards of £10 on a good day. Another key next, issue 109. I love this cover. This is the first appearance of Countdown, David D. Dubofsky, an astronaut. Again, a character who has appeared in animated form. First appearance of SAW, otherwise known as Saul, a Viper, heavy machine gunner. The death of Doc, Heavy Metal, Thunder and Crankcase, killed by the Saul Viper. And the death of Breaker, Crazy Legs and Quick Kick, killed by an exploding Cobra range vehicle. I do like the G.I. Joe. And then another key. Issue 111 for 67p is the first appearance of Recoil, Long Range Patrol. The first appearance of Ambush, Concealment Specialist. He's appeared in animated form. First appearance of Cool Breeze, a Renaissance Specialist. That's a hard word to say. I'm not sure I say it right now. And there's a 2-page biography of Scarlet with illustration by Adam Hughes in this issue. Reconnaissance, that's the word, isn't it? Good Lord. And then issue 116 was the final G.I. Joe I picked up for 67p. And another cracking cover. Okay, so we got into the shop, guys. Spent a few hours there, as I always like to. Haven't been feeling very well at all of late. But, you know, when there's comics there, I still got to try and get out and have a hunt. This book is underrated, in my opinion. This is... Oh, I forgot to say about the G.I. Joes, that issue 111 was, of course, a newsstand copy. Yeah, this book has got two things going for it. First appearances I like. When you get two in a book, yeah, snag it up. For £2.50, I picked up Iron Man, issue 53. And this is from the 2001 run, I believe. Now, like I said, two first appearances, good ones too. The first appearance of Temugin, son of the original Mandarin, who takes up his father's mantle. And he appeared in the animated Iron Man show. It's also the first appearance, this is the big one, of Friday, an artificial intelligence, as we know, and secretary to Tony Stark. Appeared in animated form and a whole host of MCU films, Age of Ultron, Civil War, Spider-Man Homecoming, and Infinity War and Endgame. For £2.50, money well spent. That's the kind of book that makes me smile. Up next is a book this is my third copy of this one now. But I'm a massive fan of Dead Man. And I am also a fan now of Dead Girl. And she first appears for £2.50 in X-Force issue 125. Yeah, the first appearance of Dead Girl, a mutant whose power manifested after she died. This book on a good day can go upwards of 15 quid. And Dead Girl was known as Moonbeam. Then I upgraded my copy for 3 quid of this book, who had a first appearance in, and this first appearance has appeared in the Creature Commandos. Yeah, I picked up Seven Soldiers, Frankenstein, issue number 3. We know the book, guys. The first appearance of Lady Frankenstein, aka the Bride, is also the first mention of Shade, the superhuman advanced defense executive, and Indira Varma voiced the Bride in Creature Commandos. The very first DC bit of material that we have from James Gunn. And then I picked up a really ratty copy, but I cleaned it up a bit and fixed it up a bit. This book garners some coin because of the cover. This is a 30 center. This is for £2.50. Wonder Woman issue 231. And this cover sells because it is a sexually suggestive cover art. There we go. £2.50 for a bit of Wonder Woman. 2 books to go, guys. This next book has been on my radar for the longest time. I remember the character in the X-Men Days of Future Past movie. For £3.50, I picked up New Mutants issue 16. I've been looking for this book for forever, and finally managed to snag a copy. This is the first appearance of James Proudstar, the second Thunderbird, who later becomes Warpath. And like I said, we have Warpath in Days of Future Past movie. It's also the first appearance of the Hellions team led by Emma Frost, and that was the first appearance of Roulette, who is Jennifer Stavros, Empath, who was Manuel Afonso, Jetstream, Haroun Ibn Salah al-Rashid, first appearance of Tara, who was Marie Ange Colbert, first appearance, like I said, of Thunderbird, who was James Proudstar, and finally the first appearance of Cat's Eye, who is Sharon Smith, and they make up the Hellions team. And the final book, guys, this is a book that's been on my radar for forever due to my Marvel Encyclopedia. And what's good about this book, guys, it has got a lot of traction of late, because this character is supposedly coming into the MCU in the new Vision show, which is Vision Quest. We've recently had Daredevil Born Again, which I thoroughly enjoyed. For £15, that's a lot of money to spend on for me on a book like this, but I love the cover. The cover really sells it, and it was a great read as well. For £15, I picked up Daredevil issue 150. And this is the first appearance of that guy on the front cover with Daredevil, Paladin, Paul Denning, who was a mercenary. And that character, Paladin, is coming into Vision Quest apparently. So for 15 quid, money well spent. This book is going upwards of 30 on eBay currently. That's it, guys. A short and sweet little haul, but I was pretty happy. You know me, I don't spend a lot of money, guys, but I think I've done okay. Thanks for your support. Bye for now.